Okay, welcome to part 5 of my DVD update. Now, I'm going to go into the stuff that I got last year on my trip to America. I also went to America this year, but now let's just focus on last year. Now, in New York, I ate at the Gump restaurant, which is a restaurant that was based off of the film Forrest Gump. And in that film, Forrest Gump, played by Tom Hanks, and Lieutenant Dan, played by Gary Sinise, set up a shrimping company in honor of Bubba's late friend and sort of soldier buddy named Bubba, played by Mackenzie Williamson. And I think Paramount got an idea of making a chain of these shrimps, these seafood places called Bubba Gump. And so I went there. It was pretty good. I also got a glass from it that lights up. And I also went down to their gift shop and I picked up Forrest Gump, the 2-disc edition, the Sapphire series, which actually has some pretty interesting features. It has a feature about it'll talk about all the music that was in the film and all about history. And it has like the art of screenplay adaptation, which has some pretty good things. Like, for example, Jenny, in the book, Jenny kills her father for raping her, but in the end they took all that out. I have read I've not read the proper book of Forrest Gump by Winston Groom, but I have read a version that was meant for like people that are studying English and that are preparing for an English exam, and it was just so ridiculous. Like, I'm actually glad that Tom Hanks said that he'd do it if they cut all that out. So here we have the disc 1 and disc 2. They're pretty bland, but still, it is a good film. There's also a Blu-ray edition that you can get that's in like a box of chocolates, just referring to the box of chocolates that Forrest holds when he's on the bench. But it is a pretty good film. It won Best Picture also, and Tom Hanks does a brilliant performance in it. It's very nostalgic of times. In addition to going to New York last summer, I also went to Boston and I picked up 3 movies. The first one I picked up was American Psycho, the Killer's Collector's Edition. It's also the uncut version, and it's one of Christian Bale's best performances. And it's very much a satire on the 80s and the yuppie culture. And I've read the book by Bret Easton Ellis twice. I've seen the movie twice, so there's a bit of an even kilter. But the book is just so gruesome, unlike the film. In the film, they've toned it down a lot. Like, it's usually just murders, but it's in the book, it's all mutilation, and he goes into some very graphic detail of how he's killing them and how their bodies are expiring and stuff, and I think this is a pretty good film. My favourite scene has got to be the hip to be square scene where Patrick kills Paul Allen, played by Jared Leto. And it's also got some documentaries about how they tried to capture the 80s, and a video essay on the 80s, and this is also the uncut version, because in Britain it's actually kind of cut by like 17 seconds or something, but there's more like gore or sex or something, but it is still a very good film. Just check it out for that and not for the other stuff. maybe check it out for Christian Bale's performance. Now, the next film I have, I bought this on a confident thought that my DVD player, which I actually bought off of the internet, was Region 3. And I got it mainly because this is my first Criterion Blu-ray. And I got it on the confidence that it might work and it might play. Sadly, I was wrong. But I'm not all that angry because I have seen it already. I got it because it was a good film. And it's Wes Anderson's The Royal Tenenbaums. Wes Anderson's style is very quirky and very upbeat. And it seems very independent and colourful, which is what I kind of like about it. You know, it's not like any style that I've actually seen from any other directors. And this is because he's come from an indie background and he uses all this new age music and stuff like that, and I don't approve of any. I think new age is okay. I'm not sure. I'm not a hippie or anything, but Wes Anderson is a good director, and here we have some pretty good stuff. Here, there's the disc and there's a little booklet there. But The Royal Tenenbaums is a pretty good film. There's a good ensemble cast of Gene Hackman, Angelica Houston, Danny Glover, Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson. I think Luke Wilson is in there too. Gwyneth Paltrow, Bill Murray. I actually kind of like this. I don't like New Age. I'm not a hippie. Just thought I'd put that out there. I am religious. I am a man of God, Catholic. So, but do pick this up. Just maybe perhaps like on DVD or anything. Just, something that plays. But still, let me listen a bit. I'll probably have to get a Region 3 player just to play this. So, check that out. The next one I have, now, last year, me and my brother signed up to Netflix because Better Call Saul was premiering on there. And whilst we were watching that, we also watched another show. It's a show that you sadly cannot get on any other channel. Only the first season is released on DVD in England. You can't get it, but it has built a cult following that many Brits know about. And I also did a review of this show on One Voice, and it's a brilliant show. I think you should all watch it. I've got the first 2 seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Such a brilliant show. I think it's even better than Family Guy. The humor in it is very dark. The plot's basically, it's about these 5 people who all run this Irish bar in Philadelphia, and they get up to some of the most heinous, controversial, immoral acts possible just to make money or meet people or get famous, and it always winds up them just falling on their faces and failing every time, and it is so hilarious. And also be sure to get the first 2 seasons of this. Get the American DVD that has the first 2 seasons, whereas in America they didn't have any confidence in the show at first. That's why they packaged the first 2 seasons and just slapped Danny DeVito's name on it, because when they were making the first season, it almost got cancelled. So they decided to bring in Danny DeVito to boost their ratings, and he loved it so much that he became a regular on the show. And this is just absolute gold. Like, nothing can compete with this. Just watch it. Get Netflix. If you have Netflix, definitely check this show out because it is worth the subscription. And whilst I was in Boston, I also did like a Boston movie tour, which shows where all the films have been shot in Boston, like The Departed and Mystic River. And I even went inside the L Street Tavern where they shot scenes for Good Will Hunting, which is what I got here. I didn't buy this actually. I actually, my dad won it in like a raffle that they were having on the tour bus, and he let me have it. And it is such a good. It's a film that I've only seen once, and like I'm probably gonna watch it again at some point because it is. Um, it's a film that Robin Williams had won an Oscar for this for Best Supporting Actor, and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck won Best Original Screenplay. And Robin Williams is so good in this. Like, he can be a good actor as well as a good comedian. And, it's sad that he passed away. Sadly, just, it's. I watched, like, Night at the Museum free on the plane to America this year, and I felt a little sad, but do check this out. This is a brilliant film. The next film I have is Tim Burton's Big Eyes. This is the true story of Margaret Keane, who, played by Amy Adams, who marries an art dealer called Walter Keane, played by Christoph Waltz, and it's how she painted the Big Eye paintings, and Waltz is plagiarizing off of her and taking all the credit, and up until the point where she left him and just took like legal action against him. So here's the here we go. There's the disc there, but this is actually a very visually interesting film, and it's by Tim Burton, who is known for his zany, weird style. And I kind of missed this at the cinemas, so I had to pick it up. I'm a big Tim Burton fan. I like Tim Burton's films. I look forward to this, to his next film, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. That's what it is? Yeah. And Christoph Waltz and Amy Adams do good performances in this one. And the next one I have is Series 3 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Again, watch it. It is a great show. Also, watch it for Charlie Day. Charlie Day is absolutely brilliant. He is the glue that holds It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia together. See? Yeah. It's just, I've already ordered season 4 of this show because it is something that needs to be watched. It needs to be just. It's got a big fan base in England, mostly due to the Netflix showings. If there's any studio people out there, just buy the rights to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Just buy it so many other people in England can see this and can truly, like, embrace the humor that this show is got and the laughter and the impact that it has on many people. Do check it out. And the other one that I got in America last year was Adaptation. I've not seen this, and sadly it's region locked, so I can't play it. But I've heard some good things about it. Nicolas Cage is good. I think I've heard he's good. I've heard like Chris Cooper won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. So when I get like a Region 3 player, I'm gonna play this and the Royal Tenenbaums. So there we go. Stick around for part 6.